Yo,
What's up, man?
welcome back to the Mark Our Words podcast, the official podcast of YouTube. What's good with you, Chen?
Not much, man. Life is good, man.
What's good about life?
Man, warm weather, man. All right, so we lost a recording, so we gotta redo all this. So a lot of this gonna sound scripted, so F it. I don't care.
Yeah.
Me and my girl, we just bought. I just bought my girl a bike, and so we've been traveling a lot on our bikes, seeing different parts of Baltimore. You know.
Hey, dude, you wear a helmet?
No, my head too big.
Head too big. Okay.
All right, let's fast forward to you. How's your girl? How's living together?
I'm gonna disclose some things. I'm happy I'm gonna get phone calls. Blah 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 blah. No. Let me be real. Life is good. I'm trying to think of something else that I didn't say. When you like a person, right? And I don't know why I always start off like what's good about life, and I always talk about like me in relationship with my girl.
That's good.
Yo,
you know what's wild?
what's good?
When that man arrested Dave Chappelle.
Oh.
That's wild.
I had to check to see was his arm really broken or did they like just handcuffed it weird. I was like, yo,
you know what's
question. In that situation, when your crew is beating up somebody else for trying to get you, right? Like, who is the like person to tell everybody to like? What makes people stop? Because trust me, they could have stopped before his arm was twisted and stuff like that. Before his face was bodied and bloodied. Like, who is the voice of reason to be like, all right, chill?
I feel like if nobody's around, people just stop when people are out of breath.
So basically,
I don't know.
So basically, I stop when I'm tired.
But the thing is, the more people you have around,
More people.
it's like, are you done? It's my turn.
I got my second win. It's like no, like
but I think it was the security. I think the security probably stopped it.
nah.
So they were like, all right, y'all, we got it from here.
Why do y'all have it initially? But no, I get it though. Stop running on stage, man.
Yeah, that's wild.
Stop. Listen here. There is an attack, and it's a fake attack.
Yeah, I don't know if it's an attack.
It's not a real attack, but it's a fake attack on freedom of speech. People feel like because I don't agree with what you say, that like you shouldn't say it. And I'm just like, be an adult, take it, don't react to it. Like, no one's calling on you to defend whatever group or whatever race or whatever gender to the point where you get up out your seat and run on stage to attack somebody. I think that's a little weird.
Do we know he did it for those particular reasons?
I don't know whatever reason. It doesn't matter what reason he did it for.
Okay, you might just not like Dave Chappelle, not based off what he said.
But then guess what?
You probably be like, he got an ugly head.
Then guess what? He got jumped.
Yeah.
I mean but that's what I'm saying. But my thing is there is a fake outrage of like, oh, if you're gonna say this, say it this way. And I'll just be like, we're treading on dangerous grounds. If you're telling people how to do it. Now, there is some offensive things that should be deleted and not ever repeated or said again. But context matters. And also, it doesn't call for you to play Superman and run on stage and try to beat somebody up.
Hey.
Sue them. Like, take it to court.
I don't think you can sue.
So you can't do nothing.
Yeah, you can't run on stage either, yeah.
So that's why I'm like, if you can't sue them and take it to court, if it's not a legal thing, then you can't do nothing. You just gotta take it. And I think that's what we're missing in our society right now. We have a whole bunch of fake superheroes to where they feel like they're gonna be the one that's gonna go and beat the villain and things like that. Some people just need to learn how to take things and let it just roll off their back and be like, it don't apply, or I don't feel that way, or you ain't talking about me, and just keep just going on about your day. You know what I mean?
No, I agree. I mean, I think also though, I agree and don't agree. I don't think you should be running on stage, but if that's something that affects you, you know, you can cancel them.
Matter of fact, don't be surprised if you get beat up if you run on stage.
Yeah.
Like, that's wild. Like, don't be like, y'all shouldn't have beat me up that bad. I'm like, bruh. You ready?
We don't know what you trying to do.
My thing is, that's what happens. Like, you could have had something. They said he had something. He had a knife in the shape of a gun or something like that. So, prayers to both parties. But other than that, what's on your mind? What have anything interesting happened this week besides the bike ride and the helmet not fitting in?
Nah. I mean, not really. I bought a bunch of things because I'm going back to the gym, so I've been going to the gym a lot.
Okay.
And so I bought.
You're training for this fall?
Nah, not really. But I'm just, I'm about to be 30. I need to add some muscle because they say you lose muscle as you age after 30. So I'm trying to get all the muscles I can get right now. So I have a surplus. And so the ones that I do lose is not the ones I need.
What about the guys that I see a lot of muscles and they're not 30? They're like older than 30.
Steroids.
No. Let me turn you up. So
The Rock. The Rock can tell you. The Rock can tell you who else. Joe Rogan.
There's people out there who will tell you that they are natural and they are buff.
Like just like this, right?
I'm just saying, maybe they losing muscle slower than you are. I don't know.
So you believe all rich people do cocaine, but you don't believe they do steroids?
I think I didn't say rich people. I said I automatically assume if you're white and rich, you do cocaine.
You also do steroids and blue chew.
Okay. Blue chew, I definitely believe a lot of people do blue chew.
Especially these celebrities.
Not even celebrities, like 20-year-olds. Only costs $5, I heard. So.
That's actually kind of scary.
Yeah. That's better than a gas station pill, ain't it?
I don't know.
Oh.
I don't even know what these gas station pills are, if they are even legal. But I guess you could do like bath salts. Bath salts used to be, you could buy them in the gas station.
Yeah, but the bath salts don't enhance your sex.
No, but it's like drugs.
Oh.
But they don't sell it as drugs, I don't think.
I see what you're saying.
So you could buy bath salts, which cause you to eat people's faces.
Whoa.
You could probably buy, gas station pills and it'd be legal. So
we'll see.
But yeah, today I want to talk about legalizing cocaine, heroin, fentanyl, PCP, perks, lean, all the drugs, marijuana,
weed
as well.
As well, not only.
No, not only. Everything. Legalize everything.
Why?
All the drugs.
Fentanyl is dangerous. You know that, right? Like.
All of them are dangerous. I don't even know why people use fentanyl. I don't even think people want fentanyl.
Dude, you think it just be laced?
Yeah, I think it'd be laced and it'd be killing people. The reason why you should legalize it. It's like if they ban peanut butter because it had too much sugar. And people start putting this fake sugar to make it even more sweet. And people thinking they buying regular peanut butter. And all of a sudden people are dying from peanut butter. It's like, all right, well, if we legalize it, we could see what people are putting in it. And then you could sue the person who's putting fake sugar into it. And maybe possibly make even, we probably still have Mac Miller if they legalize heroin and meth.
But possibly not.
What do you mean?
I think we are too far past the point to legalize those heavy, hard drugs.
Why you say that?
I think we as a country, we abuse drugs. And because we abuse them, if we was to open up the floodgates now to those drugs, I think before things level out, there's going to be, just my opinion, a high usage rate that is going to, It's going to be a lot of people that's going to overdose. A lot of people that going to take advantage of, it's legal, I can do as much as I want, I can do it publicly, I can do whatever I want. And I think before it subsides back and it swings back the other way, there's going to be a big number of deaths of just that alone, outside of just making it legal.
But I mean, so your plan is to keep doing what we're doing now?
In a way, yes.
But there's more deaths now.
I say make weed, but for somehow, and maybe you can answer it. Is I don't know where to find coke. I don't know where to find these drugs. Mm-hmm. I probably can find weed. I probably can go to the store and get weed, probably. Mm-hmm. But I don't know where to find these drugs because it's not legal. So there's like the dark web of drugs, I guess. Mm-hmm. Like you got to know somebody that can get you in contact. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And
for me, I'm not saying that I want to use drugs because I don't. But because I don't have access to it, I'll probably never ever have it or ever try it unless I meet someone who does it, and I don't know. I'm not in that circle, mm-hmm. So that's why I'm like, I feel safe because I'm not around it and I don't have access to it and things like that. Compared to, let's say, like that time where we went to Miami, that's like the weed drug day. Like you have people there coming up to you telling you that they have cocaine. Mm-hmm. Like, you get what I'm saying? So, like, I think it's different. I don't know. What is your theory behind basically you saying if I make it legal, mm-hmm. it will overall make it safe for everybody?
Yeah. I think when you buy a lot of these drugs, you don't know what's in the drug.
Okay.
You hope that the person's telling the truth.
What is the purpose of these drugs? Like for example,
why were they created, or why do people use them?
What's the purpose? Like, for example, weed. Mm-hmm. I can say, based on what people tell me, different strands have different effects. Mm-hmm. Different strands. Some people use different strands to go to sleep. Mm-hmm. Some people use different strands to be creative. Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying? What is the reason of using coke? What is the reason of using heroin? Mm-hmm. What's the like? I heard about weed, so that's why I'm like, what is the benefits of it besides just being high?
I think those are two different questions. So the reason why a lot of people use it is recreational or to escape. So it could be either or. So I think a lot of times people because you're not going through life to a point where it's like, I need something to escape this. So that would motivate you to go look for it, right? But I think, the more wealth you have, the easier access is. So we live in Baltimore, but you live in Miami and like the party town, there's going to be a whole bunch of drugs around. Mm-hmm. And you're like, yeah, why not? I want to have fun, blah, blah, blah. Let me do it. So I think it depends on what your circumstances are and, where you are in life. And that would determine your reasoning. The purpose for a lot of these drugs was like, I think, like a pain relief. Mm-hmm. So a lot of them are used in the medical profession. Morphine is one of those where you use it to, handle certain pain stuff. Like if you're going through surgery, they might give you some morphine. I don't know. I think cocaine is the same thing. But yeah, I think the main reason for legalizing it is for government to have a better control as to what is in a lot of these drugs. I don't know if it's the drug themselves that are killing people or the things that they lace the drugs in. Because it always seems like every time somebody dies from an overdose, it's never the drug.
It's laced with something else.
So, and then these people are getting, they are getting sued, but these people are already criminals. So you're pressing charges on people who are selling illegal drugs anyway. Uh-huh. So it doesn't even matter if they already know the cost of it. It's not like, so if there's companies involved, right? Whereas companies, their thing is, yeah, we're safe. You could trust us. We don't want to lose profit. If people are dying from their drugs, 1, they're going to get sued. 2, they're going to get charged. But 3, it also, have them. It makes them less able to make a profit in the future. Versus like one drug dealer, he didn't make the drug. He got it from somebody else. If he goes to jail, somebody else is still selling drugs. Uh-huh. And it doesn't matter because, ain't nobody going he might snitch, but if they smart, him snitching ain't really the person who really selling drugs.
So what? So why is there a bad stigma on drugs? Is black people the is black people the quote unquote straw man? Do like you know what a straw man is, right?
Like no.
Like a straw man is basically like it's not a real person. That's like usually in the cornfield you see like a straw man.
Like scarecrow.
Yeah, basically. I didn't want to say scarecrow because that's like hella racist. But
it is.
It's not. But I'm just saying I don't want to call people scarecrows. But
okay.
I don't. Black people. Yeah, I don't want to call black people scarecrows. But is black people the quote unquote straw man for why there's a bad stigma on drugs, to where they threw crack basically in the black communities. So when you see what crack does to people, right? But you quote unquote target of people, and of course it was going to be the worst effect on us because we're already behind and things like that. But besides us using it for recreational use, many times than not, when you go into these or how it has been portrayed in movies, these white executive guys are doing drugs and they're successful in their field. But when you see black people doing drugs, you really don't see it in that motion. You usually see it as the drug dealer, the criminal, the crackhead, the homeless guy. You see like the very worst of it. And I'm like, is that the stigma? A reason why I feel like I'm like, no, don't do drugs because this is what will happen to you. And that's why people say, oh, weed is so bad. You have white people back in the day that say, well, like weed, it's just weed. You know what I mean? But then you have somebody that may come from a household like I did that can look at it coming from Jersey City, New Jersey, then coming to Baltimore. And you look at weed almost as if it's like crack. You get what I'm saying?
Really?
Yeah, because we didn't do drugs. So because we didn't do drugs and I never experienced drugs at that level, you automatically look at the worst of it. So I'm thinking, if I do weed, I'm gonna be a crackhead. but I didn't do. But it's not crack. You get what I'm saying?
But I would think coming from like those environments, you would know the difference because you know the difference because you see the difference.
I also was young too.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm like, I don't see, at least from my perspective. Oh, Chris, try this strain of weed. It can open up your creativity. All I see is what they show me on TV in the sense of these beat up areas. You know what I mean? Like, you know, people point to The Wire since we live in Baltimore. These drug addicts and stuff like that. So you automatically go to, if I do drugs, any type of drug, I'm going to be Bubbles off The Wire. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't want to be a drug addict and things like that. There seems like a lack of control, at least from my perspective, of why I don't respect drugs in that matter, of why I don't think it can be legal, because people are already showing a lack of control of it already, and it's not legal. So to make it actually obtainable, to actually buy it over the counter, I'm like, I don't know if you can like actually like control yourself, because we're at the point where you might actually just be a drug addict now. I don't know.
Yeah, but I mean, those same people are also alcoholics.
That is true.
And, you know.
But that's also a problem, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's legal. I think it's legal. I think also, I'm not sure if people are dying from alcohol overdose as much as, like, other drugs. Even though those drugs are definitely a lot more potent and dangerous. Yeah, so I'm not sure if that's the case. I think also you gotta understand, like, certain people are going through certain things. I remember they were saying they're
so hold on.
Hold on real quick.
Go ahead.
So I remember they were saying like in Vietnam War, people who were in those wars, they were addicted to heroin.
American soldiers were getting on the drugs during the Vietnam War, some prescribed and supplied by the US military, some procured by the soldiers behind the military's back. War has to be one of the most stressful, traumatic things that a human being can experience. It's no wonder then that soldiers would want to use substances to combat the stresses of war, to benumb themselves, to sleep, to forget. In Shooting Up, A Short History of Drugs and War, author Lukasz Kaminski wrote, The nature of conflict in Vietnam and the conditions in which the American soldiers had to stay in and fight was psychologically devastating. When entering a euphoric mood and by numbing the psyche, intoxication allows one to view one's situation with more optimism.
And so that's what they used to do. You know, you're in the battlefield, you have nightmares, you just lost your comrade, you do some heroin. When they came back, most, or if not all of those people, you were able to kick their addiction. And they found out maybe it's due to the environment more so than the person. And so in an environment where it's stressful and everything, you know, people are dying every day, you use those things as an escape. As soon as you get out of that environment, you start getting to a different rhythm of life. You might not need those same things to hold on to life, because now you have other things to turn to, whether that's your family, whether that's a job, whether that's just enjoying life and not having to fear, you know, getting bombed to smithereens. So a lot of these things, like, might not even be the drug itself that's causing these people to be in these situations. It might just be the environment that they're in.
Yeah.
If you don't have enough money to feed your kids, if you're, you know, worried about, you know, somebody killing you, or because a lot of these people are in certain type of activity, you worry about somebody taking your life every single day. If you don't have enough, if you don't even have dignity, like you like, man, I don't even know if I like myself. All these things could contribute to the type of person you become when you are on these drugs. And so I don't know if us saying, oh, drugs is the reason because the way that people are like this. I don't know if that's helping us to even come up with solutions, because we just say, if we could stop them from doing drugs, or we could stop them from, or we could get them clean, they'd be better off doing, you know, other things. Versus, like, how would we put them in better situations? How would we have, you know, like you said in the last episode, how about we give them better jobs?
Yeah. And that's what I was going to say. I was going to say, like, people going through things, and it seems like you're not diagnosing the root of what they're going through. I get it. War is war. For back in the day when they were doing heroin while on the front lines. But you're going to create another addict. Like, even if it's legal, because people go forever go through things. So when people go through things, they should just automatically go to the...
But they should know how to do it safely. Because if they're going to do it, they're going to do it.
They should automatically go to the cocaine store?
I mean, they're going to do it, they're going to do it. So who would you rather them go to, the cocaine store or Pookie?
I'd rather them not go anywhere.
But you can't stop people from doing what they want to do.
That's 100% true. And maybe... And it's funny because I'm going to contradict myself in this way. Do you feel the same way about guns? Like, basically, like, every gun should be, like, all guns should be legal, like everybody should have a gun?
I don't know if everybody should have a gun, but it should be legal.
But basically,
I don't think you should ban guns, no.
It should be obtainable if you buy...
If you want it.
If you want it, you should get it.
Yeah.
I'm a Christian, of course. And the way you feel about drugs is the way I feel about abortion.
Okay.
I feel 100% your way about abortion, but I can't, for some reason, I can't see the same way for drugs. Because I don't think it's as black and white when it comes to, like, abortion and drugs. Because drugs is such a recreational thing. And back in the day, when I was younger and ignorant, I used to be like, hey... I used to sound like them other people, them white people and stuff like that. Like, hey, you have this baby, you must have this responsibility to have this baby. Yeah. Not even putting it in the equation. People get raped by their own family, by unknown people. You get what I'm saying? And forcing them to have a baby and things like that. And it goes back to your point. People are going to find a way to not have this baby.
Yeah.
And what you're going to do is you're creating another problem of it not being safe. You get what I'm saying? I don't know why I can't see it from the drug thing, because I feel like as a drug thing, it's almost, I'm going to sound real white. It's like your choice. You know, like you want to do cocaine. You want to do heroin. You want to be a druggie, quote unquote. Compared to abortion, like certain situations, not all, but good number of situations can just happen to you. You get what I'm saying? I do believe that we should create a safe environment for both situations. But I don't know when it comes to drugs, legalizing drugs now, because we have a drug problem. that are we too far past the mark that it would actually help. Like I think it would actually expedite the problem and make it more so a problem than actually scale back and people actually like getting laced with things and so forth. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, let me propose this. So,
Okay.
let's say we open up. Let's say because what is it? The opioid problem that I'm guessing that's what you're talking about, right?
The painkillers and stuff like that. Okay.
Let's say we say, okay, opioids, heroin, meth, all those things are legal today. What might start to happen is that we have clinics where we say, okay, if you're addicted to this, you could come here. We will give you a dose, but we will lower your dose every single day. So you don't have to do straight. You don't have to get right off real quick. Because a lot of these people don't want to be addicted. And I don't think anybody wants to be addicted.
People just want to feel good.
People just want to feel good. And some people want to quit, but they're too scared to go cold turkey. You know, like, I'm not going to go cold turkey. So you legalize it. You could say, hey, we have a plan where you come here for about, 2-3 months. Every week we give you a less dose. Where then we can wean you off, right? Or we put you to a point where you could do it healthy. I don't know if there's a way to do drugs healthily. But yeah, we say, hey, this is how you do it. This is where you could do it. One is safer because you don't have to go on the street to find your
What's define safer? Like
no fentanyl in your heroin.
Is it safe?
What do you mean?
Like you
probably
say,
would be because they probably give you dosage where they say you can only have this much.
Drugs in general, like you're saying, it's safer, but it's safer but you're judging it based off of what it is now. Of course, it's dangerous now because you get it from anywhere. But are we going for safer than the mark that we got now, or are we going for safe in general?
But what's safe in general? A car is not safe.
I get that, but we're not talking about a car.
Okay, but what do you mean by safe in general? Because there's nothing that's 100% safe. Water is not safe. You can get sick off of water. If you eat spinach, you can get E. coli. Okay, then what do you mean by safe? Stop. Tell me what the parameter is for
water,
safe.
Water, yes. Water, if you don't know how to swim, you can drown in water, but...
If there's germs in your water, you could die from water.
Okay. I get it.
No, I'm just saying. This is a fact. If you go to different countries, you can't just drink the water from there.
But we're not talking about water from other countries, and we're not talking about spinach. like ringworms.
So what do you mean by safe?
By safe meaning, for example, can I use this? Can I use alcohol tolerance as a example?
Okay.
You may have a higher tolerance in alcohol than I do. You may do. I don't know. Right. So are we judging the doses of drug or alcohol based off of my tolerance because I have a low tolerance? So because I have a low tolerance, I have to make the dosage towards this person? Dude, you kind of get what I'm saying? So when it comes to drugs, cocaine, heroin, fentanyl, things like that, or just painkillers in general, things like that, what is the dosage for safe amount? Not safer. Like as it's across the board to where it's safe, to where it's like, okay, you won't get addicted because I'm giving you safe. I'm giving you like the borderline across the board safe. Do like you kind of get what I'm saying?
No.
I don't know how else to explain.
So addiction, not being addicted is safe.
Yeah, like
because my category for safe is not dying. But
okay.
So what are you saying?
Okay.
Not dying or not
both
being addicted?
Mine's
you can't
both.
change. You can't.
Mine's is not addicted to.
You can't not have somebody not be addicted.
Then if you have addiction, then they gonna always want more. And then what's gonna happen to people that always want more? They're gonna find a way to get more, or they're gonna try to supplement what they have to make them get to the point that they want to get to. That's why you find weed that is laced, because you know what I mean, they want to get to a point that they want to get to. So my thing is, if you're saying safe for you, is you won't die. But I'm like, that's at the root. That's just
people are addicted to food. People are addicted to alcohol.
And that's not safe either.
Cigarettes.
And that's not safe either. So I'm not going for safer. I'm going for safe.
But you don't. But why drugs and not everything else?
But there is kind of like a line to like food. Food is not free. So
drugs ain't gonna be free.
That is true. That is true.
I mean, somebody gotta make the drugs. The drugs, you go into the store, you still gotta buy the drugs.
But shit, drugs and food is different though, because food in a way.
People would disagree. Dr. Sebi would disagree.
Okay, shout out to the doctor. Because my thing is, you're taking something that's supposed to be good for you, and you're
food.
Yes.
Not all the time. Not all foods.
Listen to what I'm saying.
Okay.
Food that's supposed to be some type of nutritionate value to you.
All foods.
I'm not talking about donuts.
Okay,
I'm talking about food.
But donuts are legal.
But I get it.
Uh-huh.
But I'm saying you're taking food that's supposed to be a nutritional value to your body. Not all, I understand that, but in general, right? Mm-hmm. And you're doing something, you're overdosing on something or doing something more to something that's supposed to be a value to your body. Like water. You can die from drinking too much water.
Yeah.
Water is supposed to be good for you. Mm-hmm. But if you do too much of it, it's bad.
Yeah.
I don't think cocaine in the beginning of any purpose is supposed to be good for you.
Sugar is not supposed to be good for you.
I agree. So my thing is...
Well, I don't know. Cocaine might be good for you.
Well, actually, I don't know.
Yeah, no, I mean, they used it in medicine, but people were getting addicted, so they stopped.
That is a good point. So my thing is, if the root, like, for example, you said you don't know what fentanyl do. So, for example, if fentanyl, I'm just going to use fentanyl, if the origin of its creation is not fit to be good, right? How can you make it safe if the origin of it is not supposed to be good? Food, in its way, not all to your point, but food is supposed to feed you and make you it's supposed to nourish your body. Not all, but most. Water is supposed to nourish your body. Fentanyl, it's not supposed to nourish your body. So how do you even put a law to something that's bad and say, I'm trying to make it safe to where people don't die? And I'm just like, whoa, like the root of it is addiction. And if you...
Whoa, the root?
The root of it is addiction, because
the root of it is addiction.
My thing is, you saying I just want to cure people not dying from it. I'm saying you can't do that without curing people addictions, because if people are addicted to it, they gonna find a way to get it, and they gonna find a way to get more of it, and that's gonna lead to you not achieving your goal of people not dying
from fentanyl,
from drugs in general. Is what I'm saying.
A lot of people die from lace drugs.
Yes, I agree.
A lot of people die from dirty needles.
I agree.
These had nothing to do with addiction.
Why are they using dirty needles? For what?
Because they can't get it anywhere else. So they go to where dirty people do drugs.
They use the needle as a vehicle for what?
Drugs. But if they have,
I have no reason to use a needle unless I'm doing...
But if drugs are legal, you go to the store, why are you using dirty needles? There's no reason to use dirty needles.
100%.
If you go to the store and they are regulated by the FDA, you're not going to find fentanyl in your drugs.
I hope.
You're not. I mean, if you do, then there's going to be a large
lawsuit.
And people don't play about their money.
And people going to jail.
So the whole idea of addiction being the core is not the core. And the thing is also, if you teach people how to do these safely, most people are not going to get addicted. Only the people that want to get addicted are going to get addicted.
Do you think?
Because people drink alcohol all the time. Most people who drink alcohol aren't addicted to alcohol.
You said aren't?
They aren't.
I disagree.
You think most people that drink alcohol is addicted to alcohol?
Yes. I think
most.
Yes.
No, I can't agree with
yes. 100%. I think a lot of people who, like, if you, like, say, oh, I need, especially, I always look at people's patterns. They'd be like, oh, yeah, I need me a bottle of wine, or, like, I need this and things like that. And I see how they move. I'm like, oh, yeah. Addiction don't always have to be, like, you, like.
But people say, I need a donut. They're not addicted to how's that the difference when you keep saying people need?
You keep using food or donuts.
But people are, the number one thing that people are addicted to is food.
I understand that.
So
is that a bad thing? Is too much sugar a bad thing?
Yeah.
Because the number one thing that kills us in our country is what?
Sugar.
Especially black people is diabetes. Okay. So basically, if you have too much sugar, it's a bad thing, right? Mm-hmm. If you have sugar every day, it's a bad thing, or if you have an excess amount of sugar every day, is a bad thing. So if you drink every day,
that's a bad thing.
So like, is that not an addiction?
Most people don't drink every day. I don't know a number. I don't know. I can count on my hand how many people drink every day.
What do you consider drinking? A glass a day?
A glass a day.
You don't think adults your age and older don't drink a glass a day?
They don't. I don't. I highly believe.
Okay.
I highly doubt that.
Okay.
Maybe 30%, but more than that.
Maybe. Listen,
I don't even know if people have the money for a glass a day.
People, trust me, but people have more wine than like they have in their fridge, man. People have more alcohol than like they have in their fridge. People smoke every day, so like
weed,
cigarettes. So like if you,
when was the last time you seen somebody smoke a cigarette?
It's not about what I've seen because cigarettes may not be in for our generation because we got weed, but
but that's the thing. People,
Uncle Frog,
you have regulations and rules, and you educate people. We don't smoke cigarettes. Most people don't smoke cigarettes because we know it gives you lung cancer.
But people don't want lung cancer.
Exactly.
But
That's why people don't smoke cigarettes.
But they want cigarettes. No, it's different.
I don't see that many people smoking
It's different.
cigarettes.
People don't want the consequence of what they do. People drink alcohol and they don't think about, oh, I'm drinking alcohol because I want my liver to go. I'm drinking alcohol because I want my kidneys to fail. Of course not. They just want the feeling or like the taste or like whatever reason they like the alcohol and things like that. My uncle, when I brought him here to help me take care of my father, I said, what do you need? He said, all I need is just a case of beer every morning. Mm-hmm. That's alcoholic.
Yeah.
He's a functional alcoholic. He ain't out here like slurring his words and things like that. But he likes alcohol. Mm-hmm. That's an alcoholic.
Okay.
Do you get what I'm saying? So like,
but everybody in your family, anybody else in your family like that?
Yes. Majority of them is like that.
Majority of your family is drinking a case of beer every day.
My family's from the South.
I'm talking about the people you know.
It don't have to be a case of beer.
I'm talking about the people you know.
It don't
I'm
have.
talking about your brother, your sister, your sister-in-law, your brother.
My whole thing, yes. My whole thing, it doesn't have to be a case of beer, Chen.
What are they drinking?
It could be alcohol every day. Alcohol every day.
Who's drinking? I don't know. I'm looking at listen to the decks of people. I ain't even see people drink alcohol every day when I was with them.
I can't
I don't even know.
I can't make you see.
Hey, I don't know. I
can't.
I don't see people that drink alcohol every day. I don't know enough people that do that. Maybe that's the thing. I just don't know them.
Now, granted, everybody who drink now to your point, everybody who drinks alcohol every day may not necessarily be an alcoholic, but I do think we have a lot more alcoholics, functional alcoholics, than we actually give credit for. I don't think So
you're saying people can't go a day without alcohol?
Yes. For sure.
How did they go on trips?
Functional alcoholics. Like we need to take the stigma off of alcoholic as the out of like just because you don't black out or just because you slur your words doesn't mean that like you're drunk. Like it's times when I'm drunk and you probably won't even know that I'm drunk unless I'm talkative or things like that. So my thing is, just because it's a stigma, it makes it cool. And I'm not preaching against alcohol. I'm not trying to make it seem like I'm preaching. But it makes it cool to go. You see those funny memes to where they make mimosas and things like that. Mm-hmm. They fill it up with champagne and then they have a spray bottle with alcohol. I mean with orange juice or something like that. Mm-hmm. That's not how you make a mimosa. But my whole thing is alcohol. Mm-hmm. So like, and then guess what? Brunch is a big thing now in our culture now, the way people want to do brunch every day. They not drinking water with their food every day. Mm-hmm. They drinking unlimited mimosas every day. Mm-hmm. Now, just because it's a mimosa and it's cute and it's pretty, it's not alcohol. It's alcohol.
Yeah, that's some alcohol. I don't think anybody disagrees.
So
on that.
my thing is like, just because you're functional, and I'm not going against alcohol. My whole thing is, I think there's an overall drug problem in our country, to where if you was to put drugs on top of that, like the hard drugs, cocaine and things like that, we already got an alcohol problem.
But do you think, okay, you saying these people are functional alcoholics?
Yeah.
Is that a problem? You're functional, you're able to get your things done, you're not depressed, you're not losing money, you're not.
I don't know if it's. Here's the thing. It's so funny how mental health is now a big thing. I don't know if these people are not depressed. I don't know. And put it like this. If they are, to be fair, to put it back on me, I don't know if they're depressed because of the alcohol or like the alcohol is the root of it. It could be other things. Mm-hmm. So like I don't want to put it on the alcohol. It could be something totally different. But I just find it very suspicious. Dr. Umar, mental health is a big thing. And like some drugs are getting more legal. Weed is legal. You get what I'm saying? Alcohol is in. It always been in. I think we just older now. So it's like, so my thing is like, yo, these people have problems. These people go home and beat each other up. These people do all these, like, yo, I'm telling you. And I'm like, you want to put these people on drugs? On more?
They're already on drugs.
On more drugs?
They're already on a lot of drugs.
Right.
Like, I don't think the person that's beating up his wife is, like, I don't think cocaine is going to change his life. I don't. The thing, so my thing is, the way you talk about functional alcohol, is the way that we should be talking about functional cocaine addicts. Yeah, they doing cocaine. They not hurting nobody.
Functional crackheads?
Yeah, they functional. The problem was we had a lot unfunctional, defunctional, dysfunctional.
One of those go stick.
Dysfunctional was the word I was looking for. Dysfunctional crackheads, and we had dysfunctional heroin addicts, and we had dysfunctional. These are the people that were the problem, right? It's not the people that we don't know are doing heroin. He's saying, "Hey, what's up?" And he's like, "Man, this man's always happy, man. Yo, what is he on, man?" So it's not those people that we have a problem with, or even the functional weed head. The person that just in the house can't do nothing, smoking weed, like Wiz Khalifa. He is like the king of all weed heads, and this man got how many businesses? I don't even know. I don't even know how he's so rich. I don't know the last record he came out.
It doesn't matter. He made that record for Paul Walker. Wait till I see you again.
Oh yeah.
He ain't got to sing another song no more.
Hey man. So
congrats to Wiz, man.
He got his own Taylor Gang company going out. His artists are doing well, and he's a weed head. So it's like, I don't know.
But that's not cocaine.
But it's weed. It's still well. Let's be honest. 10 years ago, people was talking about weed like they was talking about cocaine.
You right.
And then the other thing is, a lot of these drugs are not studied, so we don't know what benefits they have because they're legal. So you can't say, okay, is cocaine better than, I don't know, ibuprofen, Caliactic 10 that people use in the medicine world?
When I see meth heads, bro, they don't have no teeth.
Cause they do too well. I don't know if that's because of the meth. That might just be because they don't brush.
I don't know, man. Like,
I don't know.
I'm just saying, maybe it is possible. To your point, we talked about weed the same way we talked about cocaine 10 years ago.
Yeah.
We could have just been wrong about weed. We could have just been wrong about weed, but still been right about cocaine.
We could, but we don't know that.
We don't know that. So
we don't study it.
But my thing is, 10 years later, we only see the effects of it. Like, oh, weed dispensaries are now opening. It's now becoming legal.
You know Samuel L. Jackson used to be addicted to crack? I'm just saying. He looks healthy. And he's like, what, 80s, 70s?
He probably in the 70s.
That man living a long life. Addicted to crack. Not cocaine. Crack.
Crack rocks in his
That
pocket.
man was doing crack all the way till his 40s.
I don't know.
I'm just saying, man.
The only thing that I remember my dad saying, he said he tried, he said back in the day he tried something. I want to say it was cocaine, like back in the day. And he told me, he just said that he wasn't addicted to it. Yeah. He said he tried it, it was okay, but he was just like, I just wasn't addicted to it. So it's like, my life could have been so different. You get what I'm saying? Like,
if he got addicted.
Yeah, like if he would have just tried to be addicted to it, or that would have piqued his curiosity to try other drugs and things like that because of the community we lived in. So to him, he kind of went in from what if I can remember correctly, he went in with the mindset of what's the big deal about this. Mm-hmm. So like he already was not optimistic about it. So when he tried it and he didn't feel any completely different, he was like, oh man, this is just regular stuff. You get what I'm saying? Thank God it wasn't heroin.
I think also, to your point though, like people might try cocaine. People might try these things that normally probably would never try it because it was just too hard to be accessible. But I think also that what I seen in cigarettes, right? With I don't know if as many people would have been smoking cigarettes in the 90s and 80s if it wasn't for the fact that it was legal, right? Because you had to make it, you got to get the nicotine, you got to do all this stuff. I don't think as many, but what I did see was there were so many programs that you could take it home. You could wear the patch, you could go, sign up for like, I don't know, AAU, but for cigarettes. You have so many different programs that help you get off. And I don't see that for cocaine unless you go into like some inner city
They got sweat you
shelter.
out.
Yeah, or you go into a clinic up in like, Calabasas, California. Like, you have to go to these weird places where it's like you're kind of like a mental patient or a mental institute patient.
Is that on the institute or is that on the drugs? Like, for example, heroin has like, they say if you do heroin, I think, I don't want to get the number wrong, but it's not a high chance you can get off that joint. Like, I think they say heroin's the most addictive drug out of all of them.
I don't know, military people can.
So that's why I'm like, I wasn't there. So, like, I don't know. So my thing is, like, imagine something that's too good. Imagine you try heroin and you felt the best you ever felt in your life. And now you're chasing that feeling.
There would be warnings. There should be warnings.
There's warnings on cigarettes.
Yeah. And
People
that's why
say-
so many people don't smoke as much as they did in the 90s. I mean, these are things. Remember, they had a whole campaign. There's warnings. They stopped marketing to kids. All these things. If you look now, you don't even have a cigarette spot in the restaurant. They tell you to smoke outside.
Yeah, but that's with the times though. That's with the time.
They didn't legalize. They ain't illegalized.
I know that, but still, stop. Like, nobody ain't trying to like come on.
Well, I'm saying,
This is not the 80s. They also used to smoke on planes too, but they don't do that no more. But that doesn't mean that cigarettes are any less popular because we're not smoking on planes.
it is. It's significantly less popular. What you mean?
Maybe.
You don't see cigarettes?
I'm not around people who
I'm saying go to the store. Back in the day, you remember when you went to the
But
store,
people
there'd
still-
be people smoking outside and there'd be a whole bunch of butts.
people still smoke cigarettes though. Like, just because, like, I'm not gonna let me be the testament of it's not popular because I don't see it. It's still a whole shelf of it behind the counter that gets sold every day, that get restocked every day. And just because I don't see it doesn't mean it's any less significant. I just don't see it. I don't see it. And truth be told, many times than not, if you work those warehouse jobs, I know we had an episode about that a couple weeks ago. Like, on their lunch break, some of them going outside and they ain't going outside to smoke weed because weed is not, like at jobs you can't smoke weed and things like that. So they find a happy medium. I just smoke a cigarette until I get somewhere, or like I smoke a black or something like that, depending. So that's why I'm like, I don't know if cigarettes are any less. I just don't.
I used to see a lot when I was a kid. I don't see it. That's all I can say.
I think it's just, I don't know. And I don't think it's basically, and granted, I could be wrong. I just think because weed is legal, it's like, oh, we can smoke weed now. Like, okay, cool.
Yeah, but even like places where we do smoke weed outside California, I don't know if it's as big.
Actually, that's actually a good question. Is it also based on where we live too? Because we live on the East Coast, that's Baltimore and Maryland, like, we ain't gonna see weed the way we see weed in California, right?
Well, weed been legal in California for a while, and also they grow it there. I don't think you could grow weed in Baltimore.
No.
So like it's a cultural thing. Yeah, I got this from the farm.
Okay. So it's more of a culture thing. So like I said, I do want a way for people to do drugs safer. To your point, I just don't know if it's legalize all drugs. Like it sounds very
I think there would be like tiers. So for cocaine, you probably need like a card, or you got it, or you only get this dose a month or this dose a week. You can't do more than that. It gotta be the purest of pure though. So when they do go to like Pookie, it's not as good.
So some of the blue magic is basically what you're saying.
Blue magic.
I think that was heroin, or I don't know what it was, but that's life, man. I don't know.
Legalize drugs, man.
Okay, this guy does no drugs. That's the crazy.
I do caffeine. Legalize drugs, man.
Barely.
Put the cocaine back in Coke.
Shout out to Elon.
Shout out to Elon.
Okay.
Buy Coca-Cola, man.
Y'all be good. Blessings.